here we go. Recording. That's what I'm talking about. Martine hit that button right on time. Recording in progress. Okay. I told you I was going to talk about it, and I'm going to talk about it because I have to talk about it. Even if you are not a basketball fan, okay? Can I tell you what I saw happen the other day in the Knicks and San Antonio Spurs game? San Antonio, I love you, okay? I love you, but we blew it in the second half, okay? We blew it in the second half. So before I get into it, though, I want you to write 4 words down. This is the theme of today's call. Would you write these 4 words down? Here's the first one: momentum. Everybody hear me? Momentum is your best friend. My goal for you is in the next 90 days that you create massive momentum. I mean, in your life, I mean, in your business, I mean, with your like everything. I want you to create massive momentum because momentum creates more momentum. Are you with me? All right. I want you to write down the word complacency. Because let me tell you the first killer of momentum. It's complacency. Has this ever happened to you before? Have you ever felt momentum and then you just kind of settled in? It's kind of settled in, like, hey, man, things are, Marcella would be you're a great example, right? You've got 56 listings, things are moving. It would be very easy right now, Marcella, to go, man, hey, we're good. Don't worry about us. Like, everything's fine. We can coast. And the reality is we're not in a market that's going to go well for, okay? We've got to continue the momentum and not get complacent. Here's the third word I want you to write down: resilience. Resilience. Okay. And then here's the fourth word: reinvention. Reinvention. When you hear those 4 words, what's something that comes to mind? What's something that sticks out to you? Like, what does resilience mean to you? What does reinvention mean? Like, anybody on the call, what do these words kind of bring up in you as we talk about them? What do you got?
I got something here, Dusty.
Yeah,
So when I see the word momentum, it helps me think about, being very consistent in something, like just a stick-to-itiveness. Because but with that also comes the wisdom to know that you're on the right path of momentum, because we can get on the wrong path and just be in the momentum and going in the wrong direction. So it's
that's
also
right.
comes with that a level of wisdom.
Yeah, y'all write that word down: wisdom. Anybody ever had the wrong momentum?
Yes.
Come on now, right? Like, I'm running downhill, I can't stop it, and I didn't
Yeah.
want to get here. Okay, that's a great point to make. That's great wisdom right there, Marcella. Anybody else? Some of you are putting some good stuff over here. Just right, having vision and focus. I agree with that, Sharon. Having vision and focus, it keeps us from being complacent. It allows us to keep momentum. It's what actually brings us through. It's actually what resilience is, right? That I keep the focus and I keep the vision in front of me. Okay, I love it. Very good, Dave. How about you, buddy?
Something that reminds me of Dusty is to stick with the fundamentals and keep a cadence while it's almost like putting on the blinders when a horse used to see on those old cartoons. Like, no shiny objects. It's the fundamentals that keep us going. Nothing's going to be a quick fix. So staying focused, keeping those blinders on, putting our head down, and just doing the KPIs every single day that we
There you go.
know actually work.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Yeah, the fundamentals, right? Staying in. Hey, can I tell you something? In 15 years of real estate that has not changed? The fundamentals have not changed. They're not different, right, Tigo? They're not different. Okay. It's not like someone's reinvented this whole new way and wrote a book on it. The fundamentals are still the fundamentals. And let me tell you something about the fundamentals. They still work. Okay. But you have to work them and you have to work it consistently. It's why you hear me say on every call, time on task, overtime, done consistently, right? Mario put down resilience is recognizing the challenges, ignoring the negative, keep asking questions, keep moving forward, right? Okay, so whether you're a Knicks fan or a San Antonio fan, I love all of you. I just want to tell you what happened the other night, okay? If you watch the game, all right, the first half of that game, San Antonio absolutely blew out the Knicks. Most I've ever seen, like, especially in the finals, okay? They scored 76 points in the first half. Unbelievable. Okay. They at one point had a lead of 29 points. Now, whether you know something about basketball or you don't, 29 points, that's a lot. Okay. That's a lot. All right. They went into halftime, all right, with a massive lead in complete control of the game. So they had what word? They had momentum. Yes or no? They were flooded with momentum. All right. They came out in the second half and they kept doing what they were doing the first half. But guess what? It didn't work. It worked in the first half. In the first half, they come down, they shoot a 3-pointer, and it would go in. The second half, they came down, they went 8 times in a row. Listen to this. They ran the same play 8 times in a row, and 8 times in a row, it didn't work, and we didn't make any adjustments. You with me? And I think they also got a little bit complacent. Come on, San Antonio fans, you would agree, right? We got a little bit complacent, didn't we?
Hey, babe.
We thought we had already won. The game was already over, right? Okay. Then you flip the script on the Knicks side. How do you think the Knicks were feeling going in to halftime? I don't think very good. Okay. Right? I mean, like, we're getting our tails handed to us. We got no momentum. Nothing is working. So you got 2 teams go into halftime in 2 completely different spots. Here's what I know. You may be on the call today and you may be in spot number 1. You may be full of momentum today. All right. I want to high five you. I want to celebrate you. I think it's awesome. But hear me. What brought you here may not keep you here. The play you ran for the first 6 months may not work in the next 6. And if you get complacent, I guarantee you this market will come up and beat you. Yes or no? You with me? Now, if you're on the Knicks side, maybe you're like, Coach, I'm the Knicks. All right, like, first half of this year, Coach, I got my tail handed to. How many of you feel that way? Hey, like, I got it handed to me this year. You with me? I've had some years where I've been like, hey, I got no, right? Jill just said, I'm the Knicks at halftime. If that's you, all right, here's what I want you to know, okay? It's not over. You tracking with me? Are you, everybody look at me. It's not over. You're not done. You have not been beaten, okay? We still have the second half to play. And quite frankly, I'm going to be honest with you. First half doesn't matter. It's like we played it. Now, you may have won. You may have momentum. You may have lost. You may feel like the Knicks at halftime right now. But here's what I can tell you. The second half matters. Are you with me? The second half matters. Let me tell you when games are won in the second half. You tracking with me on this? Hey, can I tell you when I think life is won? The second half. You with me? Like you may be in a spot today just in your life and you're like, hey man, like I look at the first half and I'm not too excited about that. Okay, everybody hear me. It's not over. You're not done. You got the second half. And we can come out in the second half and have a completely different mindset than we did the first half. You with me? All right. The Knicks, terrible first half, could have folded, could have blamed, could have accepted defeat. Do you know how easy it would have been for them just to go, hey, let's just chalk this one up and let's go to the next one. All right. I love that. Sharon said, like Dory said, keep on swimming. Come on now. Right? We got to keep on going. We need to ask the question, which team are you right now? And what do you need to do in the second half? Okay. Which team are you right now? And what do you need to do in the second half? I want to give you a few things today. First thing I want to give you is this. I want to give you the dangerous lie of success. Okay. You with me? I want you to write it down. The dangerous lie of success. One of the biggest dangers we have is not failure. It's actually success. Because here's what happens when we start to have success. It convinces us that I can relax. Like, hey, everything's good. I can just coast on through. Everything's going to be fine. Look, I've already set it up. We already won the first half. So it convinces us we can relax. that we can coast, and that we can stop doing maybe what got us here. Okay. Let me tell you what I see. And it's not just in real estate. I see it just in general. I see people do their job at a really, really high level. They put in the time, they put in the effort. We lead generate. And then all of a sudden somebody says yes. Oh, somebody said yes. And then 5 other people say yes. Okay. And then all of a sudden we get momentum, and we've got all this business. Okay. And you get really, everybody write the word down. You get really busy, just super, super busy. I'm just so busy. Right. And your busyness then takes you away from what brought you the momentum. You with me? Hey, mama ain't right. By the way, that L Oglesby over there, that's mama. She's been doing this business for 22 years, knows it way better than I do. And you can literally watch the roller coaster of real estate. Yes or no? Can I tell you why it happens? Because you get business and you get busy and you stop doing what brought you here. San Antonio stopped. They stopped. You guys tracking with me on this? All right. So here's what I want to make sure we understand. Okay. I want you to think back to a season when you were winning. Can you think back to a season when you were winning? Okay. For all my real estate people, in a season when you were winning, nailing it, killing it, what were you doing? Drop it in the chat box or come off mute. What were you doing? What did it look like? This is where y'all have to talk to me. We were consistent. We were focused. Meeting people every single day, giving quality time. Leanne, you said that well. Leanne said, I was all in. I was all in. Staying calm. It's a great word, Craig Wilburn. Staying calm, right? Consistent, following my plan, making the calls, digging for more. Everybody hear me. I'm not telling you anything new on this call. What have I said to you before? I've said to you before, the gap between where you are and where you want to be is found in what you know and what you actually do. When you had momentum, when you were out there killing it, can I tell you, you were doing what you know works, and you were doing it consistently. Okay? Now, my question is, are you still doing those things? Are you still doing what brought you the momentum? Okay? So there's the dangerous lie of success. Here's the second one I want you to write down. There's the dangerous lie of failure. Okay? The Spurs believed in the dangerous lie of success. You with me? They fell victim to it. Now, the Knicks had an opportunity because they could have believed in the dangerous lie of failure. Here's what failure tells you. Okay? Failure tells you, hey, it's just not my year. I've already blown it. You with me? Failure tells you this market's just too hard. I can't do it. Okay? It's every negative thought you have. It's every excuse that you have. Now, we're going to coach on this on another call, but here's what I want you to know about excuses. Every one of us on this call has excuses. All of us. Okay? If we don't learn to hold an excuse captive and change the way we think, it will win. All right? Hey, the Knicks had every excuse they could possibly have to walk away and lose that game. All right? But they proved something. Here's what they proved. A bad first half doesn't determine the final score. Okay, so I'm gonna lean in and tell you again. You are not done. It is not over. You haven't lost. Okay? Hey, can I tell you this too? Like, this stat blew my mind. All right? They put out a stat on ESPN. Where's my Ryan Holmes buddy? Is he not on here today? This guy's like ESPN.com. He's like a dictionary for it. Here's the stats. San Antonio led.
It's in the chat.
That's what I'm talking about, Holmes. I knew you were here, dog. I knew you were here. Okay. San Antonio led over the course of 5 games. They led for 107 minutes. Write that down. The New York Knicks led for 58 minutes. What? That doesn't even make sense, Sharon. That means they were behind the whole time until the very end. You guys with me? Okay. You don't need a better first half. You need a better response to the second. Write it down. You don't need a better first half. You need a better response to the second. First half's over. Okay, you with me? It's done. Win or lose, I don't know. So here's the halftime question. All right, I'm going to give you 3 things today. All right, you don't have to imagine it's halftime because it is halftime. Okay, we're here. Right? We're halfway through our year. Maybe you nailed it the first part. Maybe you blew it. Maybe you're questioning if you should even keep doing what you're doing. Maybe you're ready to quit. How many of you on the call have had a moment when you've been ready to quit in your time in your business? I've been in business for 15 years. I have had, you can ask my bride, I have had multiple times where I've come to her and been like, I'm out. I'm not like this. I'm not doing this anymore. Okay. You with me? All right. So here's what we've got to ask at halftime right now. Here's what we've got to ask. 3 questions. Number 1, what's working? What's working? I want you to write it down right now. What are you doing right now that's working? Now, let me pause you for a second. It may be that you know it's going to work, but you're not seeing the fruit yet. Are you with me? Okay, so I want you to write this down. I've said it a million times, but I don't think you heard it. Just because it's not working doesn't mean it's not working. You with me on this? Like, you got to keep making the play. You just got to keep leaning in. Okay? So identify what's working. The number one thing we all need to do today is we got to go back to the basics of real estate. The people that I see winning today in this market are getting up every day and they're doing all the boring stuff.
Hey, Dusty.
Yes, sir. Alberto.
When you said that, I think one thing that's really important, because I think to myself, it's always easy to see things from the outside in versus the inside out. So mentors, coaches, an accountability group.
That's right.
It's easier for them to see it, because sometimes we might be telling ourselves, man, we're doing it, but it's not working. But everyone else could see that what we're doing is correct, but we're too much in our head. So we psych ourselves out. So I just wanted to, that's what popped in my head when you said that. So sorry.
Yeah. No, hey, brother, don't be sorry. You're spot on right there. Hey, how many of you know that it's a good idea to let some other people peek in? Okay, like I've said this to you a million times, like Dusty left to Dusty is an absolute train wreck. Okay, Mama's on the call. She'll comment on that too. Okay, train wreck. Dusty and the Council of Many? Come on now. Like, I'll run a train right through the middle of a building and keep going in the Council of Many. Like, that's what Alberto said. Like, let some people in. Let them take a look at what you're doing and help you decide what's going to help me move forward best. So number 1, what's working? Number 2, what's not working? And let me tell you what you need to do when you identify what's not working. You need to own it. Okay? Like, put your hand up and own it. It's one of the best traits you can possibly have, okay? Raising your hand and asking for help and owning it is a sign of maturity, not weakness. You are not weak. You're actually growing up. Okay? You with me? So identify, hey, like what's not working, and then own it. Okay? And then here's a novel idea. Okay? I thought long and hard about this one. All right? I'm in a season of this myself. Okay, here's what it is. You ready? Stop. Yeah, that's it. That's like, if it's not working, stop. Like, are you guys tracking with me on this? Okay. All right. And then here's the third one. What needs to change? Do you think the Knicks had a conversation at halftime about what was working, what was not working, and what needed to change? Do you think they had that conversation? What's working, what's not working, and what needs to change? And they came out in the second half and they did all 3 of those things. Okay. The things that were working, it was keep going. Let's keep making the plays. It's going to fall. The things that aren't working, hey, we got to stop doing this, guys. This isn't working. And then the third one of, hey, what do we need to adjust? What are the adjustments we need to make? They came out and they made the adjustments. Dave, what do you got, buddy?
Thanks, brother. Just a reminder from last week that it only took like 45 days of getting back on the right KPIs for that scoreboard not to lag anymore for me this year.
That's exactly
like
right.
45 days, dude. It was coming in It didn't take 6 months. It didn't take 3 months. It took 45 days.
That's right. That's
Now the
right.
challenge is for me to keep going because I'm winning.
There you go. Well, that's exactly right, Dave. Right now, that scoreboard, it's not lagging the way that it was. How do we keep it from lagging? We stay in the tasks that create the momentum, right? So now my scoreboard stays high. Okay. The moment we stop doing the activities that create the momentum, we start to that scoreboard starts to lag further and further out. Okay. Now, to Dave's point, I want to give you one more thing I want you to really think about before we get off today. Okay. I call it the clone principle. All right. And here's what it is. I want you to think right now of a time in your life when you were winning. Okay. It can be in your life, it can be in your business, maybe it's in your marriage, but a season. How many of you have had some seasons in life that you were like winning? You with me? Okay. Like over here at the Oglesby house, man, like I had a season, multiple seasons in my life when I was like slaying it. Okay. I want you to write down that season right now. Would you write it down? Okay. Like when was that season for you? I guarantee you can pinpoint it. All right. Now here's my question. If that's when you were at your best, what were you doing in that season? List it out. What were you doing in that season that made you perform at your very best? You tracking with me on this? And then what I want you to do for the second half of this year is I want you to go clone that. It may be a mindset that you have. It may be a group of people you were around. You with me? Here's one thing for me. Okay. So on Wednesday nights now, I'm with a group of men, and it is the healthiest thing that I'm doing because I went a long time without being around a group of men. Okay. And when I'm at my best, I'm around a group of men who are gonna like they're gonna call me on my stuff, Craig. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna be like, nope, no, that's not in alignment, Dusty, with what you said you wanted. We're gonna call you out on that. You with me? Like you got to identify when you were the best version of you, what were you doing that led to that? And I want you to go clone that. Okay. When you're the most focused, when you're the most disciplined, when you're the most confident, when you're the most consistent, what were you doing? Okay. So stop looking for a new strategy and go clone the ones that you know already work. You just got away from it. You with me? Like Mama put in the chat box earlier, like get back to the basics. Okay. True story. So my bride worked, she worked for me before she became my bride. And that's because I'm really smart, because she figured out, actually I'm not that smart, but she's really smart, but she worked for me. And then I just married her, Priscilla, because I was like, yes. Okay. She was incredible. But I would come in, I would be so frustrated. I would look up on my board, and I knew we had to have 10 listings at all times in order to create the life that I wanted to create and pay the bills and all the above. And sometimes I would come in, I would look up on my board, and I would have like 2 listings, and I would get angry and I would start blaming. Okay. I'd be like, man, people aren't making their calls. And we like, I would start throwing the darts everywhere. And my bride, she wasn't my bride at the time, but she would look at me and she'd be like, you know that you haven't been in your office making calls at all, right? For like months. And I would get really angry. Okay. I mean, I'd be like, you should not say that to me. Okay. But she was right. And so then I would go into my office, I would close the door. She would keep everyone from coming because I was the yes guy. If you came by my office, I'd be like, yeah, come on in, let's talk. And I wouldn't do my job. And so I would go into my office, I would do my job, I would get back to the basics. And every single time I would walk out and I would have opportunity in front of me. You with me? So what you may need to do today is you may need to just close the door and make sure that you go to work. Okay. The second half advantage, when you do what we just talked about, I guarantee you're going to start winning. Okay. So a few things I want you to do as we get off today. Number 1, what's one thing you need to stop? Number 2, what's one thing you need to start? Number 3, what's one thing you need to continue to do? We talked about it last week, right? If it's working, go double down on it. All right. And then finally, what are you going to clone from your best season? What are you going to clone from your best season? Because I guarantee you, if you're in a season of struggle right now, I guarantee you, you're probably not cloning the things that helped you in your best season. Okay, this helped you today? Yes?
Thank you, Dusty.
Hey, Craig, you had a good point. You can't even spell Oglesby without L. Come on now. Mama, did you see that over there? You guys with me on this?
Yeah.
Okay. I promise you, you're not done. Okay. What do you got? Anna, what do you got?
You were leaning in, you were getting ready to explain, go back to the basis of working, and then I think somebody asked a question.
Yeah.
If you can.
Yeah. So what I mean by that, Anna, is a lot of it goes to like the clone piece that I'm talking about. Here's what we know works. Are you ready? Here's what I can tell you. If you'll go talk to 10 people today, like have real intentional conversations with 10 people today, I promise you it will look better. It will look different for you. If you'll do that, just do that consistently for the next 30 days.
Okay. Thank you.
If you don't do anything else, Anna, other than that, like pick up the phone, get in front of at least 10 people this week and have real conversations with them. Okay. It doesn't have to be about real estate. Just build the relationship. The other thing I would tell you is go meet 5 people this week. Can you meet one new person today? You can, right? Go meet
Yes.
one new person today and then get in relationship with them. Okay. All of this comes down to people, but I'll tell you this, none of this is going to work if you don't go to work. You have to go to work. Okay. Laziness is not going to win. It's just not going to win. All right. So we got to go to work. You with me? Okay. Hey, the second half, you're not done. It's not over. You can still win this game. All right. But it's going to depend on what you choose to do. All right. I love you. Bless you guys. We'll see you. Bye-bye. See you next week. Go get them.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.